to stay in this league, to stay in Ascension.
It is time for Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs. Evil Geniuses will be starting on the attacking side, and the expectations for this team that was initially put together as a ragtag group of misfits has now become a team that you expect to be challenging for playoffs positions.
Absolutely, top 4. An incredible run from them, from starting in the lowers of stage 1 to being, what, just 2 rounds away from beating out G2 to make it to Toronto.
Sniffing towards A. You got a little trap set up with the fault line in hand. Gobera at the ready. And LZ would be the one to pull the trigger. There's the stun. Looked like it was actually sidestepped. Great start for Evil Geniuses. Gobera has to take a step back.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to full give sight here. They do have a good comp for retake with the Neon, but EG take it slow. They still have this lurk in mid. They still have space in B main. And now they can just wait. Try and catch someone else off and get another pick here.
Deep insertion from Prize across the middle of the map to sniff out any sort of late rotations and pick up any cues that may be there.
But this is just going to be a full group from EG. They're heading back towards B. No one's home, and well, 2G's going to realize soon on this reclear. Rotates, they won't come in time.
Also worth noting how much utility they may use even in just reclearing elbow.
30 seconds left.
I mean, it's all for naught. Either way, we'll see what they can use to get back out onto the site.
Pretty fast flank, but he'll have to break the trip to make that one happen.
Spike planted.
If they commit to a Prize waiting on the other side of that pesky little wire. Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses all huddled out onto the site. You see this utility start to come through. It looked like a little bit of friendly fire. Spike down already. Forced to sit back and watch as the rest of the round goes the way of Evil Geniuses.
EG electing to call the cancel there on A means they have so much util when they eventually go into B. They only use their refreshables, so Superman had Paranoia online, is able to immediately send that as the retake comes in, and that just completely cooks Spike. And we've talked a lot about what he can do as an individual, how excited we are to watch him. But really, when you look at the comps this team is playing, from the mini off-season watching, the Sasi Tashinia Invitational, they're super heavy indexed into this Neon. They are prioritizing getting Spike on that role, which means the biggest win condition for EG is having ideas on how to, hey, we're getting retaked on, how do we shut that down?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the only maps they've won this year have been in Neon Breach comps on the side of 2G. It's been tough sledding otherwise.
And it's interesting because we're in a world where most teams are moving away from the Breach, are kind of looking at other options, are playing more solo initiator, but 2G, they're still trying to prioritize making their young star comfortable.
Take a look at the buy for Evil Geniuses. You got a couple Bulldogs and a Guardian. Pistols around it. It's become a very common buy in the second round after you win the pistol. And a contact out from EG. They have made 0 noise.
Yeah, it's already so deep here.
That one wasn't supposed to go that way. Derek's there on the trade, though. Weapon, scoop back up.
This retake's coming quickly, though.
I'm surprised the Spike is rotating here. They're investing the Paranoia. They don't have any control over backside, but they're going to try to get this site down no matter what.
Re-wrap around. Still some util on that Breach to fight up.
Spike swinging out. Steady shots from the youngster. And this has not been clean. It hasn't been pretty from Evil Geniuses.
Big pick from Icy. That'll stabilize things for a second, but again, a trade is there.
Look at Prize, 4 HP. Derek commits to getting the Spike down. He's not much healthier. Superman waiting on the other side as the rotation comes through. LZ coming through market. A bullet between his eyes will force him into the next, leaving Prize with a sliver of health to figure this one. B2 out on his own. He's gotten it to 1. But Superman settles and wins around for EG.
That is a nasty anti-eco from EG, but they still win it through, and it comes almost entirely off the back of Superman. And for me, when I'm thinking about EG's turnaround last stage after starting the groups really rough, barely making playoffs, and then going on the run they did, the catalyst for that was Supa. I'm thinking about that game on Lotus where he takes over, drops like 35 individually playing the controller. He absolutely found himself that stage. Good to see that continuing here as we head into the bonus round with EG on a rough bye.
5-0 start for the veteran. Meanwhile, Spike, aggro. The setups again, you see why they lean into this Breach Neon so often. And now you've got the Paranoia to help out as well. Spike with 3 on the round. 1 off of the ult. A flawless round for 2G as they respond. And that was, you often see that setup with the fault line, but they actually flash through the wall. Spike doesn't get hit by it. That's a beautiful setup.
Yeah, really nice stuff. And those are the rounds you want to see early.
Yeah.
Ender was talking about this on the desk, but Spike, he's not playing with Zap, the IGL who did so much to make him feel comfortable on that Ascension stage. The guy who was with him from pretty much the beginning of this whole run that led to 2G getting to play here in Los Angeles. Keeping that mental up, getting comfortable on the stage early. Those are priorities.
He's flashing a lead towards A once more. Combination with the dart. I don't believe he got a tag on LZ, but you'd assume there's some presence there.
Gobert shows the same stun. This time the Neon's not here, and EG will just look to contact up off of this initial space they've grabbed in A.
Yeah, something we haven't talked a ton about is the jet. Not just for Ye, but on Sunset. We don't see that very often. I wonder what EG have in the playbook to activate Ye.
It is interesting because Icy was playing a lot of that role previously. They were switching things around, but Ye always good there. Try and make him comfortable, find that incredible form he achieved last stage.
He and Icy, those two were a force to be reckoned with. But again, here's the acceleration. Nature's good to get his one, but Gobera, steady hands, and all of a sudden through that we're in two apiece.
Look at mid as well. Superman walks up. That's perfectly timed to punish onto Silence. And now the defense for 2G is fractured. Prize completely alone here.
EG don't even have the spike in hand.
Omenal, they'll get it now.
More concerned about taking the fights and controlling the middle of the map. That's exactly what they do. The break of the door. Now you see it's going to be a foot race towards B. Prize ahead of it. Just a couple of strides.
Good Noya.
It will tag. Now the TP across. Prize unawares of what's waiting on the other side. Never had a shot at that fight. Clean shot out from Derek.
So the new IGL in a 1v3.
The captain forced to call. Forced to clutch out. This numbers down situation. In a position where they're going to try to keep pace with Evil Geniuses as best as they can.
But it's too good.
Yeah, never had a shot. You're absolutely right.
Really nice rounds from EG here at a macro level. They're a team that is really good at having that second layer ready to go. And I think that's what made their attack side work during that stage 1 run. It was all about getting an embed, normally someone like Supa somewhere in the map. You go around, you put a lot of pressure with Ye and Icy working in conjunction. And they do a great job of picking these timings to call back in, figuring out the entire map.
Good composure, boys. Good composure.
It's what has made Nature one of the kind of new standout IGL, someone who was never really known as one of those like masterclass, super good macro callers previous.
He certainly stepped into his role, matured into the position that he has on the team. I think another player who's been a talk of some criticism and some praise has been Derek. He's got a great start so far at this map.
2G setup. Maybe try and go for a re-clear play into mid here with the Neon and Breach both top mid. Stun will be back in about 20 seconds.
Note that cage setup out from Icy at the beginning of the round. Plays on the other side of it now. Essentially serving as a smoke out of market, and now they can scale up on the other side of mid, but be careful because Gobert is here, has some utility, and also has some spam, connects onto Supa.
Look where Ye's found himself though. He walks through this one, it could have a backstab. Icy as well. EG has just blown the map up.
And again, they do it through the middle of the map. Take a close eye on Ye's timing, but it's got to be faster. It's not quite fast enough. Meanwhile, Icy's all the way back in their spawn. Ye's now dead. Icy's left in 1v3, and he's got LZ nipping at his heels.
30 seconds left.
That's just not going to be enough.
EG really take their time trying to make that one work. Meanwhile, Spike's on the Uma Masame rotation, full sprinting around every corner to make it there in time. He's top mid, taking the fight there to help Gobert. Then he's all the way into the A site, aiding there as well. Even if Neon is falling out of favor a little bit, that agent just makes it so much easier to always have one extra player in the right place at the right time on defense. And Spike just did it perfectly that round.
Great start for him, 6-3. A lot to be excited for on the side of 2G.
Look ahead now again. 2G showing a little bit of a different setup. Can still pressure towards A main, have the breach stun ready there to show, but willing to have some setups where the Neon is separated off. This time starting B is, EG maybe looks to split this site.
Trying to clear out some of that Cypher utility. Both trips actually go unchecked. So that's something they're going to have to deal with. Nature's Knife is not going to be in play as well, and you see how far off Silence is.
That's a rough pick though. Spike is alone on site, falls to Ye, and now these lesser guns become less of a problem in the post plant.
They've gotten all of the space they were looking for, and Ye's going to get gifted a free one. Meanwhile, the ult is popped, and EG are flirting with converting around. They really shouldn't be able to. You're just playing for exits here? What's the play?
Have to wait out that KO ult. Now gonna have Util back online.
It doesn't look like they're even
Yeah, door
interested in
closed.
that. Yeah.
That is brutal, saving 3v5.
In a thrifty round. I mean, EG had, what, one rifle, maybe two going
Yeah.
into that round?
Pretty much nothing to start that one.
Clean shot out from LZ. I think any sort of financial damage here feels like a win. His prize is going to get another.
They should still be able to get a bye together next round for 2G, with two players saving, with that 3,000 credits left behind them. But that is a rough one. Spike is in a position there where he really has to prioritize staying alive, set up backside. I think there might have been either a breach, flash, or stun for him to swing into front sight. But there's no one there to actually get the trade, and in losing that duel, it puts his team in a really tough position, and that's one of the difficulties of playing on this Neon. You are oftentimes put in positions where you, sure, have Util to set you up, but no one's there for the trade,
Right.
and your kill is make or break
Right.
for winning the round. They do have a bye thanks to the few guns saved up, and they're going to maybe get a little more aggressive here in B main, at least standing by to re-clear this space later on as EG does walk in to the trap.
The timing of this is really funny. Spike playing close by. Ye on the other side, the flash with the dart, and now that is the trigger. Ye on the board, gets the best surprise. Now they're going to invest 100 Fury as well. Derek looking to find any sort of target he can. Deals a little bit of damage, but that's all it is.
It's EG though, they're not overcooking this one. Slow down, pop the Cypher ult, re-clear the map, and make sure no one's gotten a walk up on you.
Smoke's refreshed out from LZ from the other side of the map. Surely they hear the rotations coming through. They're not being quiet about it.
LZ should give the sight here. He's going to stick around, try and get one and TP out. It would be huge if he can.
It's a dangerous game he's playing, but he has found success in a tremendous way. Flash traded back, that's 3 for the IGL. And all of a sudden, 2G snatched this round back into a 2v2 though, but Derek might be the one to save it all. Spike pops the ult.
30 seconds left.
Spike gets committed out, but Icy's so far away from the play, he's gonna need a little bit of help. He's gonna need a little bit of support. Spike gets it down to 1v1.
Spike planted.
Can Derek clutch it out on his own? Known for moments like these, known for positions such as these, and it's actually Spike who comes out on top.
The rookie making his debut, winning out the clutch. A showcase of this new 2G roster. The IGL of LZ completely alone. 1 versus 3 in elbow does just enough to make it winnable for their youngster. And that is such a key round for 2G to pick up. They were on the breaking point in terms of money. They had used ults into that round. They come out on top. So both of those guys' heroics. That Neon ult to isolate the fight is so nice as well.
We were talking about LZ getting one and then getting away and how huge that would be. Instead, he just egos the whole thing and gets 3. Blades popped here for EG.
I like the call out of the clutch too. 2G walk a player into mid early. A stun ready to go. A little trap play once Spike has contact.
They don't have a ton over here to clear him out either. Maybe the drone, but it's currently sitting B main. This spells trouble. LZ's dead. Spike is right behind him. Nature knows the flash. He tries to turn it. Doesn't connect quite yet.
Wall's bad.
I thought he might have been faking that he was leaving, but he does actually vacate the space. Meanwhile, the Spike is still sitting over there, and Spike is alone. Just playing on the other side of the box.
He's a madman sticking alone, and look at A.
Yeah.
Icy has gotten past Gobera. This is a weird round state.
Do they know? I don't think they realize that Gobert is here.
No idea.
This might feel safe. Fancy footwork out from Superman. And Ye puts a blade between the duelist's eyes, and now the site is wide open.
They're so aware, ready to clear that angle for Gobert,
30 seconds
watching the
left.
flank, and what started off so strong, taking space in mid, getting into an advantage, just ripped away from 2G.
Heady out from Supa there.
And look at EG, they've already walked up mid. They will not let these guns be saved again.
You gotta be careful here. It's not like they have a ton of money either, but all is good. Derek gets his 2, EG get up to 5, and you were right, the money is now really awkward for 2G.
It's just basic stuff there from EG. Really nice reactions, being super aware of where anyone could have walked around for 2G and punishing each and every one of those positions. And out of these back and forth rounds that we've had for the last 8, EG come out the big winners. They've broken the economy for 2G. 2G is forced into a timeout, and EG is now, from what was a fine as well, looked really good in their debut game.
Yeah, they did.
Makes that group a little scarier for a team like 2G.
Light buy for them. It was interesting to listen to them talk in an interview with Pedro Romero earlier this week. They're very calm. Given the stakes, look at this aggression out from LZ.
Spike down A.
Beautifully done. He gets his one and gets away.
They won't be able to pick up that gun, but a clean advantage to play with for 2G. And now you start to think this is an eco round, but maybe we can invest some of these ultimates. A Rolling Thunder, a Sova ult to try and close this one out if they feel confident.
And again, it was LZ to open up the round.
And I love him calling for that walk, but now Ye on one of his own. A fight against Silence, and the Brazilian wins it.
Those are 2 kills that probably should not be going their way. And now, as you were mentioning previously, Mimi, the possibility and the threat of these ults only grows.
You just play passive now. You can retake with the Rolling Thunder. Be in a massively winning position.
Well, everyone's here. They've got all 5 here. Note the Stinger, and there's the Rolling Thunder. We'll try to pop them out. Silence gets another one. This is a mess. It's a disaster for Evil Geniuses.
And it's all Silence. 3 kills with the Sheriff that round. And the walk down mid rewarded. 2G's been playing with different ideas of how to aggro in that space. They figured out that EG, most of these rounds, is not starting heavy mid. Instead, they're showing heavy presence earlier in A or B main, normally going back into a late round mid re-clear. So by taking that risk, taking that timing, and feeling the reward, getting the pop-off there, they managed to get back into this half.
It seems like it might be an aggro setup at the beginning.
Oh yeah, Paranoia here.
Had the flash at hand, but what's the play setup on the other side? It's a crunch! And Spike gets away with 1, make that 2! A beautiful setup for the youngster. 2G really finding their footing these last couple of rounds.
And you can talk about the changes, you can think about double controller being the meta now. But if you have a good set play with a Breach and a Neon, that is still deadly. EG, how do you fight back out of this? You need a free pick. But 2G's just not giving that away. A passive hold top mid, a passive hold on A.
They're sending off Icy to see what he can find into their spawn, but that totem pole will be a problem. Icy gets away with this 1, almost lands the 2nd. Spike with 3. Rotate back towards A, and they may have just caught a timing.
Price walks away. Only LZ here.
Shoulder spotted. Rotations now starting to come through. LZ again tries to take the TP, but given away by the dart. Very well handled by Derek. And now Prize left alone on the site. Yes, reinforcements are coming through, but it might be too little too late. If they cannot flush him out of this angle, they do. But Silence and Spike have arrived. Derek, again, left alone, 12 seconds left. Waiting for the swing. Trying to bait them into it. Steps in front of the stun, but he can't do much more.
Hell of a round for Spike from the set play down mid to start to sliding into Derek's face to close the round there. Really nice stuff from 2G. And now EG, big question. How are we going to deal with the mid aggression? Because on the eco round, you get caught by a Sheriff on a walk. In this round, you get caught by the fast play into mid. think there are a couple options. Just start way further back, absorb that aggression, then go for mid-re clears. Or you can even toy with the idea of a faster B setup. They're having to put their breach, their omen, their neon, all of these tools into going for another mid play. Instead, 2G ready to brawl on the extremity.
And they've got a lot more weight behind their punches.
It's another set play, stun ready to go on that line.
No flash to speak of this time, but there's the aggression, there's the stun, and it's actually Ye who's able to neuter a lot of that early push. So well done for EG to handle some of that early aggression.
Another EG cancel, slowed things down. Wait for the refreshables on your KO and your Sova. Going to another hit. They've even netted the null command there. Make things just that much easier.
Interesting here that 2G are not interested in playing around the middle of the map as they have in all of the previous rounds.
And this is a good call for EG. They're going to re-clear that space.
Yeah.
Realize mid is completely open, and they're not even using util to do it. Here comes the pop. KO ult, but there's 3 players here, Doug.
But they will not have to deal with the Cypher utility as Silence does get tagged by it. They've got the neural theft as well to make problems even more difficult. The defenses on B crumbled as soon as they got out onto the site, Mimi.
That's the Ye that EG needs. Gets an entry into the site on that re-exec. And poor LZ, he's ready for that one, but it's still a 1v4.
That was a mini-map look if I've ever seen one. LZ suppressed, has to take a step back. Poor guy's not allowed to play the game. Has to clear the dart. And he's just looking to, what, hang on to this weapon? Money seems okay.
I honestly think 2G made the right call out of their opponent's time out there to switch into a dive on B main. Unfortunately, EG was just a little bit more passive, playing together back by the box, and, well, they lose out on that opening pick, and as it goes with these Neon Breach comps, you send your Neon in completely alone, and if he does not go crazy, you're just playing a 4v5 with most of your crucial utility gone early. The stun doesn't catch onto Ye, just a little foot off there.
Yeah, we're talking a pixel at most.
One enemy remaining.
Heartbreaking for 2G. They were just starting to build momentum.
I'm trying to spam his ass. I'm doing the Derek, bro.
And then lose this half by round.
You mentioned Spike needing to be the one to go crazy in this round for them to pull it off. Does
Another
have his ult
fight.
here. And there's that A fight. The paranoia out, the flash on the other side, but Ye has managed to slip the net. Derek's gonna try to clear the way a little bit more with this Hunter's Fury, but keep a close eye on Ye. A lot on his shoulders here. And he's gonna have to fight 2. Do they know he's here? Do they clear the corner? Yes, Spike does. Ye down.
Now Icy in mid, the lurk activated. But 2G's ready for it. The re-clear coming with the drone.
Prize will spot 2. And they know there's a little bit more behind A. They can feel it. The flash, waiting for the swing. Prize patient with it, not overcommitting, not sending it too far. Ult pop, Prize, excuse me, Spike gets 3 on the round. And 2G, what a beautiful display.
Icy 1v5. Don't think he has any shot at winning this. A triple high-low setup. And for 2G, you look at this map, and you think that first half you were hitting a lot of your win conditions. Get Spike going early. Be ahead on the ideas for these early set plays.
30 seconds left.
They can be pretty happy about this one.
Yeah, for a team that won 1 series, all stage, to be able to comfortably be sitting at 6-6, and yeah, it's their map pick, but to be sitting here trading blows with EG is really impressive.
And look at that smile, Doug. There's no worries on their faces. They were not lying when they said they weren't feeling the pressure. They were comfortable on this stage. They're competitive out of the first half. And now they get to play attack, where that Neon can do even more. Where Spike can be the man to set the tempo.
Kid's growing up very quickly. Again, they're setting him up exceptionally well. They're giving him all the tools, and he's capitalizing on every single one. A 6-6 half. As both of these teams, with different expectations, come onto the stage, and nothing else matters.
Pistol, get him an early op. I think that's going to be one of the key win conditions for EG on defense. But it has to start here as 2G making roads towards mid.
And again, it's Spike so far up.
He's already in the smoke. Doug, this man is not stopping. He is walking into their spawn.
And he's getting away with it. You wouldn't think this is his first rep on the big stage.
And Doug, there was a stun. That was a set play. That is so cool from 2G. And now a 3v3 post plant awarded to them.
They scale up so well. And they're going hunting for more. Now it's LZ who's trying to dip into the same well. Nature falls. Derek and Supa left into 2v3. And so far, so good. But do you check Prize in this position? Supa's been so steady. He's been so strong for EG. And he continues to stand at that point. Now Derek on the swing, and again, it's a clutch. The way of 2G.
Just barely pulling that one out. The IGL asked a lot yet again, but he pulls it off. And I just want to talk about that initial play. Put a little bit of utility into mid. Spike full pushes all the way into that smoke. And then he's going dry, contacting through the left side, taking the risk that at most you're going to be fighting one person there.
Right.
Gets a kill, and then there's a stun ready to go to further that push. Love to see those kind of creative ideas out of 2G.
This has been a clinic on how to set up a duelist. It really has been. EG, again, on the back foot.
You look at 2G, and it's a team who lost Zap, their emotional leader, their IGL, have to put LZ into that position for the first time midway through the first stage. But they do have more leaders than just that. Faithsor, the coach of this team, he was playing all the way back in 2021, coaching Sasi and Sadak on Team Vikings, going to global events then. I think a lot of people forgot his name, but trying to get back to that level here with his Ascension squad.
Look at, again, the scaling. These two are attached at the hip. Spike and Gobert in for good reason. A flash, allow him to peek. That's...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just trying to get these guns out of here. Full contain. They don't particularly care about winning the round.
Not really afforded the opportunity to either. And Surprise will be able to get out. A couple of kills found. Spike's already more than halfway to having his ult online in round 3 of the second half. You know, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but you take a look at some of these rookies, some of these youngsters who are performing on this stage for the first time, and again, like, these kids are nuts.
Yeah, quick check-in. Spike's 21-8 in his first ever Tier 1 game.
Right, round 15, by the way.
Did you say the wait was worth it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, he's living up to the expectations.
Good night.
And that's so big for a player like him. Like,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a lot of pressure for someone who just turned 18. You heard Zossi say it. Nah, don't worry, man. Only the entire country of Brazil is waiting for you to be able to play. No pressure.
Have to continue to try to set him up. I imagine that'll be a part of the conversation for the rest of the series, really. But primarily this half. Look how far back Derek is playing. Concerned with the mid threat. But it's actually all towards A.
Whew. Well, scary for Supa. Barely escapes.
Yep.
But 2G don't overextend to punish. They're heading back into mid. 2G holding pretty passively in this area.
Nature has his knife up right now. When does he use it? To try to get info? Maybe for the hit? The drone will help.
Could have a flash through the smoke.
Yeah.
They want to give Ye an opportunity to peek.
He's in trouble. He's got to be careful here. He's going to get flushed out and overwhelmed. There were way too many things there for him to deal with. Fully lost control across the middle of the map, and Ye gets punished. And now they're going to continue to close the walls in on B. The defenses, the anchors try to hang on, but they're getting picked apart. This pace from 2G has been too much.
Derek's already out on site, but he's dead immediately. 2G, bonus round converted. They only lose one member. And you hate to say it, but you just needed more from Ye in that position at door. If he gets even one kill, we're talking about a possibly different rounds, but instead gets overwhelmed by the utility, by all these players swinging, and it just snowballs. 2G's pace was just faster than EG were ready for on that B-site hold.
Again, a busted buy for Evil Geniuses on the other side of the bonus conversion. 2G looking so comfortable here. Silence has an outlaw.
EG with a Pretty clear play off the paranoia. Or just waiting on the fate of the smoke.
Meanwhile, Ye up close is super close by. And that is where all the threat lies.
Dealt with. Down goes the Sheriff. Supa alone on the site now. 2G, love to see a round like this. Prove they can slow it down, take it easy, and deal with these threats one by one as Supa just has no hope of holding on the site. This is a clean anti-eco from 2G, Doug.
Prove they can hang on in this round, and also prove that they can hang in Americas. Prove that they can hang in Tier 1. A great shout out from Nature. Still left in a 1v4, but I think this just built so much confidence for this young team leading into the rest of this series and potentially the rest of the stage.
It's the start they wanted. All year thus far, only 3 map wins for 2G.
Yeah.
2 of those coming from the win they got over Loud, the winless team in their group from Stage 1. But now with Spike in the roster, it feels like a team reinvigorated. He's coming up on 30 kills already in regulation, 25 and 8 right now. And EG need to put the brakes on. Potter already having to call her second time out here.
For the winless team.
Yeah, and that starts to shift things around.
Yep.
This is the round for EG. If they want to win Sunset, they post the op on A. What a very passive angle, in fact. Literally just waiting for the Neon to run at him, I think.
Which I suppose is reasonable, given how Spike has played.
Yeah, look how passive the trips are. The whole game plan for EG is punishing the Neon. They need to kill Spike.
Rolling Thunder is out, the wall goes up. They're going to try to take out onto the site. Smokes will arrive just in time to provide some cover. Prize was an op waiting on the other side of that sight line.
Spike planted.
But they do well to get out onto the site. They do well to get the space. EG don't have any ults on this retake attempt.
And the reposition is great from Spike and Market.
How much further does he push? Meanwhile, they've left Derek there. He has to keep an eye on it. Superman's waiting across the middle of the map as well, concerned with the late flank. And the other remaining members of EG that have to try to get out onto the site just slam their heads into this 2G wall.
The backside fight was so nice there from 2G. Wait for that first wave to come and sit around their smokes and just send it in together at the end. And you see how EG changed out of that timeout. The passive trips, the op on a deeper angle, all of these things to try and shut down Spike. But despite that all, he is running into sight off the Rolling Thunder. He's pushing alone into Market, repositioning there. Then he's running around back into their spawn. EG cannot deal with this kid. And that's the discount, just a great utility to fight back sight with a dart, a stun, and the Neon stun all combined.
Nice.
They're ecstatic for good reason.
That's 5 rounds in a row. They continue to push the pace. A lot of noise made towards B. And you're getting the territory for Evil Geniuses where you're kind of forcing down as much as you can every round. This is gut check time.
Ye dead first again. Feels like it's been a theme in some of these rounds.
8 and 15 for the duelist.
It's tough.
My camera is destroyed.
And 2G again.
Cage
Get
trigger.
their opening pick, slow things down a little bit. They didn't even have to use any utility to get the job done.
What, a TP?
Yeah, that's it.
I think there are a lot of questions that we had about what would be the plan for the Jet on Sunset, an agent that we haven't seen on here very often. And I think a lot of those questions have been left unanswered.
It's tough to sell when you're looking down the barrel of a Neon performance like this.
Yeah. Nature into the double swing. We'll get 2. Sidesteps the stun, looking for more.
Good trade.
Yeah, Derek over his shoulder.
30 seconds left.
3v2, but Derek still alone as a flank comes in slowly from Superman. He'll have a paranoia to support.
How slowly will it be, though? The smoke will actually catch in time, but they're going to try to funnel out on the other side of it anyway. Derek into the swing. The paranoia now arrives out onto the scene as Icy cannot connect. Prize gets his 2. Superman's left alone. He was the catalyst for them in stage 1. Can he deliver for Evil Geniuses again? In a 1v2, tries to settle, and does. The Red Bull clutch for EG.
If they lose that clutch,
Yeah.
EG loses this game.
Yep.
Supa, the catalyst. back at it again, keeping Evil Geniuses in this game. And that round nearly went so wrong,
One enemy remaining.
leaving a player alone on site.
Nice up!
Push up, push up.
2G navigating it near perfectly, but Super just better in the clutch.
The veteran experience. That's really what you have to rest on in situations like this. Now keep a close eye on this. Blades popped, and he's on a high box.
But look at Spike too, fast take into B main. They didn't have to use a whole ton to do that, just the stun.
I wonder if they are continually concerned with this dash into A short from Spike.
Standing ahead.
And that's why they keep putting Ye there.
It is potent, right? Like, he's been pretty much every round either into A, elbow, or into B main. They're going for one of these early plays. But here's another one coming. Hunter Suri combo. The Neon's in alone, but this is a complete fake. And EG, they might be biting on it as the Omen walks down mid.
It's too appetizing, and Supa not able to connect there.
Gobera's ready for that.
Now Derek's gonna pop an ult of his own and find there is no one B.
So where are they going
I
now?
know
Walk up
exactly.
into mid from 2. Yay! Needed that kill and can't quite find it. Now they'll group towards A and put Nature in a spot of trouble.
Molly will buy a little bit of time, enough for him to stay alive. Ult now popped. What can Spike do? Off the flash, and again, the setup is there, but Nature, I don't believe he was tagged.
Paranoia too late.
Yeah, he's not gonna find it with the blades. Still numbers away at 2G. You see these two anchored out onto the site. Nature left alone. Flash looking for the swing, but has to reload. Now just a knife. Forced into this 1v2 with nothing but a gun to play around. Finds this one. 13 seconds left. And Gobert is ahead of it. 2G get to map point.
Same situation, 2 rounds in a row. A 1v2 on A. This time, 2G get the job done. And that round, again, showing more depth than we'd seen before out of 2G. A complete fake play into B. A really weird situation in mid. 2G navigates it all well. And you have to give so much credit to Gobera. He's aware of that walk down mid. He's ready in this 1v1 to win it out. The player that had to come into this roster. Still finding his impact is Ye again trying to get something done early.
This is a bit of a different look. That flash and the dash popped. Ye's gonna try to get away. Will he be allowed out? No. Gobert's there to punish. 2G, even in numbers through that exchange.
3v3 and EG, 2 players isolated on site. This ult is perfect.
Both of them, but Supa up close with the judge. The gift waiting on the other side. Icy's gonna show up so late though. Thing is, they don't know where he is.
His IGL bleeding out on the floor. And Icy with only a stinger. He'll have to give away his
Last
position to
player
recover a
standing.
rifle. I don't think he even has one. That's a judge to his left.
A Vandal too far away though in that jump spot. He's found it. He's found a way out.
Gets away.
12 bullets left. Has to be careful. Gobera threatening, pushing, swinging, and delivering for 2G as they take map 1.
What?
We'll see. We'll see how they execute it. We'll see what the plan is for Evil Geniuses. Potter talked about how they cannot afford a slow start, and that was slow even for their standards. And so they've got to convert on this pistol.
Walk up in B main already.
Aggression waiting on the other side. Rises. Look, there's not a lot of help here. How much further do they push? Ye comes to life.
Last player standing.
This is the pistol that they needed.
C.
But LZ still might be able to snatch this one back.
1v2. He might be able to get the spike, but no TP. Has to cross in front of Supa.
These are ones. If Supa goes ahead of this, now Derek is showing up. Now Derek is there to help. Still a minute left in the round. A ton of time to think this through.
I think EG are fine to give away the spike. Just play this as a 2v1.
Yeah.
Wait for the plant, and don't take any risks.
Ideally, well, given where Ye died too, they can still smoke. And you see it immediately come up on the minimap. So you imagine some of these smokes will come down as soon as you get a cue on where they are.
Bit of a rough timing on the Viper wall going up. That means info is going to be a little later on when LZ contacts in.
.30 seconds left.
EG are on the wrong side of this. They're rotating back towards C. And that's going to give LZ free passage out onto the site.
He has a Paranoia, 2 smokes to work with, but no TP, so it's a bit harder to disengage and get out once you get one. EG, name of the game is just play this completely together, trade each other out, and you should win this easily. But with how good LZ has been, Doug,
Yeah.
it's scary.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is secure. Derek with 2 Headhunter bullets. LZ waiting for the threat. He's going to get 1, 2, isn't he? Oh, dinks onto Derek. But Derek gets the kill anyway.
I think in Supa's mind, he thought that the player was wrapping up through stairs and wanted to hold for that, but it gets very worrying when it just comes down to a 1v1. Matters not, EG win it out. And show some good proactivity there. When you're playing with this chamber, you can almost always leave him as a solo side anchor, and instead go for more aggressive looks with your 3 fighters of Icy, Yay, and Nature. And they do it really well there.
I too thought that was really funny, Potter. Oh, great start for Icy, 2-1. Yay, also getting a couple kills on the board early in that round. 2G are forcing. They have fully forced into this. They have 4 singers.
Now you get the spike down. You've seen what G2 and other teams in Americas can do with it. Get your hands in the pot.
It's interesting to listen to that same interview where LZ was talking about how he gets a lot of inspiration from John QT, but from Valorant as well. And this might be something straight out of their playbook, but you did not account for these two. The Bulldogs and the Outlaws just too good here.
Somehow stunned up, Dark manages to get a kill with the Outlaw backside, and it is a flawless win for Evil Geniuses.
Now, what does this do for 2G, given that they invested in this previous round, that they lost in as bad a fashion as they did?
You're in a bad half by again. You're basically running back Stingers or Sheriff's Light Armor, and you're not going to have a rifle up till round 4. For EG, playing on defense, that is a really big boon to start a half.
Again, they desperately needed to come out of these gates fast, and so far, that's what we've seen for EG.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about the Clove comp, because most people aren't playing this, but EG's been really hard committed to the idea. The biggest drawbacks are you don't get line control of a Paranoia, because you're also not playing the Breach. But what you get instead is a player who can fight, and maybe Spike's not going to give us an honest eco round, because he's already gotten a kill on the Chamber.
No real threat of having his ult. But I think the threat lies in the Sheriff Silence picking up the Outlaw. And
Nade kill, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like TPing into it and got caught on a weird timing.
Yeah, perhaps.
Anyways, that levels out the risk just a bit. The Outlaw was recovered, but everyone's got full armor.
C's will connect. And the swings are perfectly timed. Nature getting his 2 on the board. It's just 10 HP left. Well out of the play here is Silence.
But to my point, this is a comp that plays really differently from what EG showed on the last map. They have so many tools to brawl here, with Icy and Yay being able to work in conjunction to fight up whenever they want on defense. And I think that's a really good choice, because you give 3 super strong individuals in Icy, Derek, Yay, all opportunities to be playmakers on their own.
Left.
And in that way, you do make up for some of those drawbacks of not having that Paranoia, not having a stun or any tool like that. I think you'll see the hurt more with having the Clove when we get to attack.
Yeah, I agree.
With those low smoke times, with the longer refresh. But for now, it's all about this defense, and EG are feeling good. Up 3-0.
The individual agency on the side of EG was something that I think they were also kind of leaning to a little bit on Sunset, but did not have the same efficacy that we've seen so far.
Bad entry.
Yeah.
And there's that nade kill again. Oh, it's the metal combo. Decays him down, and it's an easy kill for Icy.
Melts you instantly.
That made my point for me. Another little thing you get with the Clove. Nice for re-clear plays on A. Just as you saw there. Here's the guns now. And here's the AWP as well.
Not for Derek. Off the mark on the first shot. Meanwhile, Ye has gone exploring up A.
That's exactly how you want to start rounds for 2G. First priority, find the AWP, push him off, and, well, getting a kill on the lurk is great too. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe just spamming into the smoke.
I believe so.
Just past the cage. They'll be happy to have it.
given some of the threat that we saw of VA, aggressive on this half-wall line, 2G are going to have to use some utility to re-clear some of this space. And that's utility they're going to want to have for the A hit.
Good timing on this contact re-clear B.
That's what I'm talking about. The eye they have to use here to just clear out past half-wall. They won't have it for the site.
I think 2G might have heard a step be made on that swing. They'll have their Cypher player aware of it, as Icy is completely alone here.
The eye didn't tag. Silence does. Ye gets caught. And Nate will provide a little bit of cover, and they can turn their attention back towards B. They know they have that space because Ye got caught on the lurk up mid.
One enemy remaining.
This has been a beautiful round from 2G. It really has.
Spike planted.
Only Derek now stuck out in main. No op to work with anymore, as 2G win it out with the rifles. And so much of that round just comes back to that opening pick. Push the op off the line. Be super assertive in how they take space on C. Really want to see how that one happened. Here it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Straight up spam. And then the lurker ready to punish onto Ye as EG gets a little bit desperate. Down a man.
Mira, mira, mira. Nice!
EG do still have op money, so they get to keep that win condition online. Derek will play around that little sliver in the open door. Or just walk up.
Surely you wait on the other side of the smoke. You don't dry peek this if you're 2G, right? Oh. They were ahead of it. And so the early dip out from Derek finds nothing.
But losing that space in the front of A means this TP gate's a little less strong.
Not finding its mark yet again. Pushed off the op line, as you mentioned in the previous round.
So well dealt with from 2G. EG have to play a retake with the op in hand. Thankfully, they have the raise rocket on Icy.
Waiting for the right time to light the fuse.
Look at Spike, he's so far forward. A paranoia, a stun, all ready to go for him.
But he's been found. The Haunt tagged him. Yeah, he's able to tuck behind the box, but Supa gets caught. Silence on the trade, and now the rocket used. Not going to find any. Spike on the swing. EG pushing him back. What can Gobera do in a 1v3 here? Has some utility, but you know they're going to want to flush him out. Time is pretty short here, but that might have been the last bit of bite. Yeah, has to force out into the swing on the other side of the smoke. The defuse comes through. EG gets a 4.
2G, a great start to the round and getting into that A side early. But the losing fight towards breakable door is where it all goes wrong. Drop a couple players there, and then that allows EG to actually have a pinch when they go for the retake. I think LZ was trying to TP forward and recommit into that space. Doesn't quite work out for him.
Oh my god, bro. I saw some shit. I thought it was neon.
Seeing demons in the walls? They're traumatized after map 1, Doug.
I would be too.
Oh, this is fast towards A main.
Here the satchel's popped. Sees nade.
My ult is ready.
Sees nade.
My ult is ready.
Meanwhile, the tour de force used.
Interesting, they show super heavy, which makes 2G think that the chamber is set towards C, but instead they just leave him embedded and walk back.
And note, they have 2 ops here in this setup. Derek used his ult. It was Nature who had the op at the beginning. Now they've given it to Icy. So they have the op on the A line, and they have the op mid as well.
Yeah, these are really good angles to hold. 2G are going to head back that way. If they want to re-clear A, they have to push Derek off the line.
They've been really successful at that. He is in the range of his tether.
But it's only LZ here. They're prioling B first instead. LZ baits a shot, but Derek sticks around, holds his nerve.
They don't realize there's another op on play, I'd imagine. Either way, the due diligence on the side of 2G will find safety. Look at the aggro space from LZ. He's all the way up in their spawn. He's guessing the wrong way. The rest of the retake is coming in from the C side of the map. Yay, gets the best of Gobera. Derek finds some joy, finally. And just like that, LZ's left on the outside looking in.
The round that you've been waiting for from Ye. A great turnaround from him to start map 2 compared to what was honestly a pretty big underperformance to start stage 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Really nice shots there. And EG showing great protocols on their retake. And calling a timeout up 5-1. Okay, that makes more sense. 2G instead the ones to do it.
Controlled by production. I do think, I mean, that for if you are 2G here, there are a couple things that seem to be going your way. These rounds, I don't know that the score is necessarily even
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Spike is one off his ultimate. He gets a kill, and he becomes a problem for Evil Geniuses.
Icy's alone here.
But he's behind the door. We'll have a bit of safety, bit of time to get away.
Does tap the door right at the very beginning.
He's threatening like the chamber is here, as we've seen in
Yeah.
previous rounds.
Oh, he spotted one. You imagine some of the rotations will start to come through. Look at how much space Derek has taken on C. Able to close this off a little bit more. The dink through the box, but Spike dashes his way into the round, and all of a sudden, there's the trouble that you mentioned, Mimi. Spike pops the ult, gets a second kill.
Icy lit the fuse, and I don't know if they can stop this bomb now. The ult popped for Spike. A 4v2 with an operator to try and retake. Have the money to go for it.
And I think an op is such a big part of their win condition.
Super could buy it over regardless.
Yeah.
So if they get an early pick, they can definitely make an attempt. But 2G's just not giving anything.
No, it seems like they're going to leave Supa to try to get one, maybe, but what a response from 2G.
Yeah, up 5-1, it's not the end of the world to concede a round like this, but given the context of the bye, that is tough. I think that re-swing from Icy going to be haunting him a little bit at the end of this round. Thought he had a chance to convert off the dink onto Spike, but instead dies, and that starts the snowball of this ultimate getting the second pick.
And you set it up beautifully. He gets one kill, and he's a problem. And that's exactly what he was.
So something cooking here for 2Game. Where do they want to go now? That was just their eco round. They showed something really fast. Do they want to keep that pace up or slow things down again? See the stat there. Spike, the youngest player in VCT Americas, turned 18, what, less than a month ago? Or just over a month now.
Cover going.
It's the same idea from EG.
They're really threatening that there's a chamber here ready to post. That's why he's opening the door every round.
And Derek is going to get all this free space mound again, just like we saw in the previous round. Remember how Icy was punished here.
Rotates are coming in quicker this time. Icy will have help.
Such a good spot. Oh, the dog gives his position away, and he swings ahead of it. Forced into the fight. The Nightfall will buy some space.
2G paused for a second. They're stalled out, but they have a lurk front B. Only the chamber trip is holding that space. So the opportunity to pivot into the B site open as EG posture back into tree.
I think Supa's aware of that, and that's why you see him towards B heaven as well.
Face your fear!
They're faking A, finishing B.
Nightfall will tech 2. There's the break of the door.
EG bites on it.
Yeah, they did. Supa in particular, all rotating back towards A.
30 seconds left.
I think the linchpin of the round is Derek. He's going to open the door, have a fight here.
Misses, and then TP's away. Lives to fight another day.
Second chance, maybe.
Ill-advised.
Cage triggered.
This retake becomes more difficult now. Ye has the ult, so he can send it.
Don't really have any utility to set him up, though.
Maybe a haunt in a couple seconds.
If it even comes up in time.
How do they break this crossfire, Doug?
They don't. The ult will help. It'll create a little bit of space. Supa's there on the trade.
One enemy remaining.
Just the tap.
Last
Ye
player
gets
standing.
enough, but it's just not enough to convert the round.
Great trading from 2G at the end there. Make a high investment play to rip the Fade ult on the fake into A right at the end. But they get rewarded for it, find a completely open B site, and they've been showing some really nice protocols into the post fight. EG has been giving 2G a good amount of respect with this Neon, playing back, playing into a lot of these set retakes. But 2G take it to him that round. Just some fantastic team play. Despite that, though, EG, they do still have money to work with. They still have an off. They still have the win conditions they're thinking about. And after setting up the last couple rounds, they return the chamber to A.
But it looks the same. It's the same tap of the door.
This time he walks out. Last time he tucked in.
has a line. There is a member of 2G here. It's behind a half wall. This is such a tough spot to play.
Derek just walks away. Doesn't want to risk it.
There's some value out of the op. There's some value out of the chamber. Meanwhile, an acceleration towards C. Ye tries to play ahead of it. Supa tries to swing out too, and the advantage that they have is instantly given away.
They knew the breach util was coming. They wanted to fight ahead of it, but they just die for their troubles. 3 players drop. Again, it's the op alongside Icy to try and retake, but I don't see how they can win this.
Spike planted.
And listen, that financial
Last player standing.
that financial backbone that they had is now starting to wear real thin. Now we've got to start talking about, we can't really afford the op anymore.
Yeah, it's open season on the chamber. Derek is not going to get to keep this one for free. Maybe he still will. Has a lot of time to try and stay alive with those shots. They're lovely.
Still has 6 bullets of the Headhunter. Crosses through the C's. Does get tagged by the eye.
Oh, the stun.
1 enemy remaining.
That's 4. And Barrett cleans it up.
Maybe the 4 least impactful frags in Valorant history. Doesn't get to keep his off, and TG will have the money to buy back in regardless. It did look nice. Just like you throw those ones in at the end of the montage, and like you make them really quick so they don't notice the round's already lost. And then it looks super impressive. Yeah, EG are broke. 2G, 3 rounds in a row won. And the change of pace has been working. They have picked it up, showing some faster hits in the first 2 rounds they win, and then in this one, slowing things down a little bit. And that engagement towards C was just really rough for EG.
Yeah, it was.
They realized that they kind of have an option. If you play on site, you're getting bullied by Breach Util and a Neon running in. If you play retake, 2G is fighting up, they have a Paranoia, they have all these tools to stay alive in the post plant.
Yeah.
They'll rummage together some type of buy, decide to use the Viper Pit on C, but all 4 on the other side of the map is 2G. They're excelling B quickly.
Seems to buy a little bit of time. Do they know that Derek is there? He has to TP away. Had a great angle there for him, but now forced to sit back on the other side of the Viper wall. Brute forcing his way past all of the utility, straight into Nature's lap. What a beautiful rollout from 2G.
Planted.
Blistering pace from the attack.
Another brutal retake. Their Fade's dead. They have no tools to get back in. But they have to make some kind of stand here. Ye's dead. He was the one who could take a risk.
They're going to swing out onto Icy there. He gets pushed back. Nothing but a sheriff to speak of there. Derek pushing forward. Supa on the other side. 5 HP.
2v1.
That other kill on the other side. Price has no idea! Icy arrives at just the right time! How did they convert that round?
Yeah, he just barely has it too. Couple seconds to spare. And they just take it easy. EG have been going for quicker retake looks in some of these rounds. Here, they just completely slow it down, and it doesn't feel like it should have worked. Everyone is alone fighting on 1v1s from individual angles.
Or 2v1s in Icy's case.
Yeah, and they come out on top of it. Manage to group up on the site together, trade out these kills, and just barely make it happen. That's a round where not a whole ton changed macro to favor EG, but the individuals bail them out of it. And now a chance to regain control and build upon this half that is already very strong for defense.
Haunt out, Derek with the ult, not connecting.
Despite Derek having some success with these opening picks on the off, I cannot remember a round where they've actually managed to kill Spike early.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I can't either.
For the most part, it has been Spike winning the battle of space early when we talk about the Chamber versus Neon.
Somehow they still find themselves up 2 though.
Another solo A anchor look from Evil Geniuses. This time it's Ye.
All their friends close by. You see Icy starting to rotate over. Nature as well. Tap of the door and the dash out. So 2G have done well to get tree space. And they've left one behind. Icy's gonna pop his one. Ult through. Oh, they passed right by each other. He's gonna try to land one right beneath him, but he can't. Gobert's there on the trade.
Still EG ahead in this one. A 4v3, Chamber's gonna be very late on the rotate. But look at Spike, he is just walking around the map, working through spawn.
I mean, they've let him off the leash, and for good reason. Rolling Thunder will tag 1-1, maybe. A couple more kills traded. Spike, again, in a really nice spot.
Marked one.
And I fall by a little bit of time. Derek's position is still concealed. Now they know where he is. He's got to find value with the ult, and he does. One kill found. Nature against Spike. As time ticks away, Nature has so much to do, and Spike's just playing with them. Beautifully done.
The rookie player, again, stepping up in these late rounds. He won a clutch on map 1, does it here on map 2 as well. And what a big round that is for 2G. Keeps their chances of making this a 6-6 half alive. And again, it just really nicely played on how they're setting up these post ones. Look at how mobile Spike was. And he's fighting into heaven. He's running all the way around. Still in the right place as there's a big brawl here, Doug.
Last round of the half. No stone left unturned. Spike with the ult. Gobert with the utility. It's a bloodbath on A. And it's 2G who seem to be walking away unscathed. Again, Spike, full steam ahead. What a round from 2G. Flawless to close out the half.
Switching sides.
The Neon player for 2G takes pace over a game yet again. That half started really rough. They forced spot, lost that round. We're down something like 4-1 at the beginning. But some heroics from Spike, some well-called rounds, and 2G bring things even at the half.
Team like EG were in a position to run away with it, the timeout.
Rosters, and he has been an absolute boon for EG.
Really has, and he's one of the players that I look towards here in a position such as this where you lose map 1 when you're tied at half on map 2 against a team that you probably should be beating. Who's going to be the one to step up? Who's going to turn the tides for EG?
You recall last map, it was a 6-6 half, and EG only won 1 round in the second. Spike in the close corner. Chance to deal a death blow, but he's cleared.
Beautifully done by Icy. How often does that box go unchecked? Very well done.
Super thorough stuff. And EG have lurks to reinforce. They literally don't even have the spike at this point, despite taking C. They'll reset the rounds a bit. Work their way back with a 5-on-3 advantage.
That on-the-call fly there, seeing what utility is C, what personnel is present on the side, and then you can flip the other way, or if obviously it was softer on C, that can go that way as well. So this is a really nice pistol call by Nature here.
When I think about EG macro on this map, it's all about calling back into these lurks. And I think that's even more true now that they're playing Derek on the chamber. Let him walk around on B. Let Superman walk into A. You have so many different guys that are so strong in those lurking positions that absolutely help your macro. Done it well this round, but 2G still have a chance. It's a 3v5. They've got a stun. They've got a paranoia. There's a world.
It's a slim chance, but a chance nonetheless. You were talking about Derek on the late lurk.
Maybe less of a chance now.
Yeah.
One enemy
Beautifully timed. An excellent pistol. And Potter talked about it in the halftime break, or in the
After map 1.
interview. Thank you. This is their comfort map.
Absolutely.
This is where you expect them to look a lot more loose, and we didn't necessarily see that in the first half, but already seeing that here.
Yeah, we were building all this up in the first map about Super being the catalyst, this huge turnaround from Ye and Icy. That started with their Lotus, which was so strong. They were beating the best teams in Americas on this year map.
One enemy remaining.
And this is a nice start for them. Second pistol they've picked up in the map. This time.
Deep exhale out of Icy there.
Yeah. Deep breath.
An Outlaw and a Guardian. 3 Guardians. Heavy investment into this from EG.
2G feign like it's a heavier walk up on B, but it's just those 2 players. Stun, Neon ready to swing. Yay, this could get a little dicey.
Ah, that's bait. Oh, it's bait. And it's a kill found. A paranoia, a stun, and the dash once again. That trio finding value.
But they trade out, have a lurk on A to call back into, and EG managed to avoid the danger for now.
I mean, Gobert is real close behind Derek here. That smoke will provide a little bit of cover from Ye. Nicely done. But all the rotations are at A. Gobert, the one exception. And so this is not a free site. This is not a safe site. There is a welcome committee here. And they may not have the guns for it, but they do have the personnel.
I think you have to call back if you're EG.
Yes.
No way to get into this site. They'll pivot into B. But look what's available. A stun just coming off cooldown for Gobert. A flash as well.
And a Guardian in hand. Well done from Derek to
30
take some of this
seconds
threat away. Remove some of the bite from the bark.
No smokes to block the spike. The Guardian dropped into another player's hands. And those chances seem to dwindle.
It seems like they've called off the retake attempt. And so what, EG will carry over, at least for now, an Outlaw, a Guardian, perhaps a second one if they can scoop it up, and they might. It's got 4 HP.
Camera taken out.
Just no time for silence.
No, I do think worth noting here, Icy will have his ult into the next round, but for as heavy of an investment as it was for EG to carry over a Guardian and a Stinger, that doesn't feel great.
I think that what you mentioned about the ult being available, though, does make up for it a bit. That can completely change, because, you know, if you're execing on to C with the raised rocket,
Right.
having a Stinger kind of becomes a thing you're happy about once you actually get into that post plant. We'll see if it's something as simple as that they want to go for. You can pop B, you can pop C. We have this ult online. But the biggest threat to them has to be Spike. A stun for him ready to go.
Early smoke. And the dash out on the other side. They try to enable him, but only one kill found.
And that's a gun that EG can pick up.
Cover going out.
Meanwhile, LZ has a lot of presence on the other side.
Barely makes it out with the TP.
Well, that's one way to clear a smoke.
Now what happens when your initiator player dies with a comp like this?
It's a human dart.
They still have the rocket for Icy.
Question here as time goes on, how much more willing are they going to be to invest that?
The door never got broken. So despite being back-to-back, Gobert and Supa, not a big threat to each other yet.
Look at how much respect LZ's showing on A as well. Fully vacating the space, going all the way back into his spawn.
30 seconds
They don't want to leave anyone in the open to die to that rocket. But EG aren't using it. 2G oh no, now they are. Okay, send it in, take back sight, and push 2G away.
Still have a satchel. They're not going to use it. Rocket goes off, will buy space and will buy time. Derek commits to getting a spike down. Now we'll see what 2G can do on this attempted retake, given that they have the numbers advantage, given that they have weapons to fight back into this. That is certainly going to help the situation. A great shot out from Prize to start things off. And all of a sudden, the hold from EG gets a little bit weaker. The grip slips just a bit. Paranoia out. Fault line on the other side. And yes, Derek TP's away after getting his one, but all of a sudden, left on an island, isolated, flash in his face. The triple swing is too much as 2G get the round.
I really like the way 2G have played around Gobert's utility on both maps now. I think they do a great job of just playing the fundamentals of that agent. Slow things down a little bit, you wait for the flash to come online, you have one player jumping, you're double swinging behind it. They do well to follow up every piece of utility, even in late rounds like that where Spike is dead. And those details to me, in a lot of ways, is what was missing from 2G. They never felt like a complete team when we were watching them in kickoff, watching them in stage one. It felt like a piece was missing, and there very clearly was with Spike. But him coming back into the roster, it's not just about how good he is individually, but it's about how cohesive the team looks, how well everyone's playing off each other.
Oh,
the throw to force? Okay.
What a shot out from Derek
Bring them down.
with a flash in his face. Look at all of these trips out onto C too. And so maybe Icy can satchel his way through and clear a couple of those along the way. But a freeze from EG. Wonder if they're trying to just give Derek a little bit more space to maybe get another pick.
So just waiting for that haunt to come online. Have it available now. Leave the fade towards C. Possibly trying to sell a fake in this direction as they explore elsewhere on the map.
And they bite, just like that. As soon as the eye goes through, you see the turn from Gobera.
But he doesn't full rotate. Sticks to holding, containing towards B, leaving LZ on an island.
Paranoia will connect. LZ has to get away. Somehow dodges the nade, dodges the spit, stays alive. But
Sticks around.
30
Yeah.
seconds left.
Perhaps a bit more than he bargained for. LZ's done, and now it's Gobera who's going to arrive. Held onto the fault line on the fake. We'll have that now.
But it's a pivot all the way back into B. Derek was waiting here, containing with the tour de force.
Again, you see some of the comfort. You see how loose EG are, and they're calling on the attacking side in this situation too. They pivot so quickly.
2G, 2v5. No hope of winning this retake. They'll fall back instead, try and hold on to these guns.
Last player
EG
standing.
themselves comfy to go for a little
My
hunt
camera is destroyed. Cage triggered.
and get that one across the board. And this is just that comfort for EG that Potter was talking about, that you've been alluding back to. They do such a great job on this map of going through their checklist. Okay, figure out where the neon is early. Then we're getting our lurk up on B. We're getting our lurk up on A. We're slowing things down. They're very intentional about what space they're taking off of every refresh of that fade util.
One enemy remaining.
And thus far, Nature has been out-calling LZ on this attack half. Unfortunately, the loss of that gun round means 2G reset onto an eco of their own. Only shares to speak of, EG a chance to pull into 10.
And Derek quietly at 21 and 10, by the way. Great performance out of him.
Yeah. Lock in Ye's chamber, you better put up 20 kills.
Yeah.
Cover going out.
LZ again in a position to play this really aggressive angle, as he has a couple of times, and this time Evil Genius is ready for it. You've seen some of the adaptations on the side of EG, two here, just in the opening moments of this round. Expecting LZ on that cheeky little angle that he was in A main, and then also as soon as the tap of the orb happens, Ye was expecting a swing, much like we'd seen in previous rounds. EG
Every
adapting
step.
on the fly, yeah.
Just working through their checklist. 2G are going to go for a gamble stack on C. That's wrong. And so, EG, we don't know quite yet, but have a pretty easy path to winning this round out. And playing a comp like this forces a very different style. And I want to, just for a second, pull
30
wider
seconds
here.
left.
Because we're looking at a meta where a lot of teams are really heavily looking at double controller as the future. And when I think about the teams in Americas, I think that EG is one of the teams that is best suited to thrive in that kind of environment. It's exactly the way they like to play. Slow things down, work your lurks, get Superman on that Viper that he's so good at. And beyond just their strength there, they can also have players like Derek or Ye locking in the chamber. They can look into double senties. EG as a team, to me, feels primed to look at this open meta and be able to go so many different directions with players being strong on a myriad of roles.
To have the depth to play a Derek on Chamber and a Clove on Ye, I think it's just a perfect testament to what you were saying.
Yeah, but you flip to 2G and you think, okay, you don't feel like there's a huge amount of depth in what comps they can do.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking more at, hey, you have a Star Duelist player who doesn't really play Raze. He's a solid jet, but he's a great Neon in your room.
Right.
And it feels like you have to almost heavily index into just making him feel comfortable.
Yep.
You're locked into him succeeding on the Neon, which is a great thing, but it also can be kind of a limitation. And
Absolutely.
a lot of this season for 2G, I think, has to be...
Prize does have his ult this round. But it doesn't look very different, to be honest.
And I'm fine with them starting the same way. I think the crux of these rounds is coming like a minute in with that second layer of util.
What is this?
This one might be decided earlier.
LZ, you sneaky devil. What can he get away with here? Gets his one, TP's away. I mean,
Does he live though? Stuck in this corner, second cage. Means he gets to escape.
Cover going out.
that regen armor too will help. Meanwhile, a dog confirming some of that mid lurk that you were talking about previously.
Toxin screen down.
Supa's forcing two players to keep their full attention on him. The presence a lurk player like him demands.
And this goes back again to what you were just saying, because now Nature's calling job is significantly harder.
Yeah, dissuade him a little bit. They kept Spike posted on A, so there's no lurk to call back into there. And EG, with Nature dead and not great options to re-clear, they're going to feign C with Icy alone and look to walk into the A space.
Clear one trip, clear a cam two, and draw a Paranoia out. I mean, early, but those are wins.
It both rotates.
30
How long
seconds
does
left.
2G really believe this for?
Yeah,
Not long. They're rotating back already.
Not enough noise here. Big kill out from Icy. And what now? Tap of the door to make it look like they're going B, but they're not biting on it. 2G are all eyes set towards A. Spike not winning an early duel. How rare has that been? Derek and Ye holding the site down, holding the round down. And Silence left out.
Has to be a mistake there from 2G. They have a full belt of breach utility. They have a stun ready to go. They have all these tools to try and either excel quickly if that's the idea they want to go for and play that flood retake, or to just hang back and play a set retake with the team. They do neither. Instead, the two players just dribble into the site and die with the most important tools to win that round. And to me, that honestly feels like it might be Lotus slipping away. EG's going to be up 11-7. The money's going to be rough going into this next round. And 2G's chances on this map feel like they rely on a crazy Spike Neon ult round.
Even then, you're only really good for one of those. I think the other thing worth mentioning is that was off of an advantage for them. Remember the idea that LZ had on tucking in the smoke, getting his kill, and then TPing away, just like that. To have an advantage like that and then to see that slip out is tough. There's the trickle you were mentioning.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, I didn't notice they even used the fade ult there. That is a big tool to lose. Derek 26-10 to this point. Impact last round, impact all game on the chamber. It's a fight for A. Here comes that ult, Doug.
Off the stun, LZ there, and Spike done already. No ult to speak of in this round. Ye's gonna pop the ult. Gonna look for a little bit more. Following the blood trail of the dog and just waltzing right into his death once more.
They lose their star Neon, but trade out favorably. 2G up 4v2 in a round they weren't favored in.
After losing their duelist too, we thought that was their win condition. But Supa and Nature forced to freeze. Forced to slow things down and look for any advantage they can find. There are two on the other side, tries to flush his lane to one. Prize is there with two on the Stinger. And 2G get to 8.
EG looked really prepared for that to be a heavy A fight with the Neon, with the ult coming in. They punish him, but where it goes a little wrong is Ye with that res. Trying to swing in. And it's fine that he dies. Like, he has the right to die when he's playing Clove. You can run in, you can do whatever. But dropping Icy there is such a big swing in from the Omen on site. And that keeps 2G in this map, keeps the hope of a 2-0 alive.
Op in the hands of Derek here on the attack side. Immediately has to TP away. Meanwhile, despite top the ult, no, he wants to take the fight with the Phantom!
Spike Zine! He is here, he has won this opener. And now what do EG do? A 3v5 barely 10 seconds into the round.
2G not going quietly here on Lotus. And all of a sudden, Mimi, these ults are going to start stacking for the defensive side. Gobert's one ult off of his. Spike still has his ult.
And for clarity, in that last round where we're talking about Spike dying with ult, he did not rip it. He hadn't used it yet, so he still has that tool available. They're gonna have a Rolling Thunder in this next round. And it's all looking good for 2G as long as they can close out this 5v3.
Much easier said than done. Icy has snuck closer and closer. Silence wasn't very healthy. Spike isn't either. They're really investing into this. EG think they have a shot at winning this
Look
round.
at Ye.
He's up really far. This fight is everything, and again, Ye struggles on these fights.
There.
He's had better moments this map, but doesn't deliver when he was needed. Now it's Icy and Nature to win this out. And look how passive 2G's playing. Paranoia, stun, all of this ready to go to win a retake.
And remember, Nature invested the Nightfall just a couple of moments ago. Still playing on the other side of the wall, now stunned up. And that's around for 2G.
Really nicely played. Lean into their win condition at the end. Don't overextend. Punish the lurks and win out. What a gift Spike has been for this team. It is crazy that this guy is willing to run into two players, one of whom was not stunned, Supa's whole job was to kill the Neon who runs down his chamber.
Right.
Unfortunately, Spike is just a psycho, and he wins that fight. Doubles up, and things start to flip and look a bit more grim for EG.
This is post-nerf, too.
Yes.
I mean, do you imagine?
One slide, no longer perfectly accurate.
Unreal.
He doesn't really care.
You wouldn't believe it. LZ taking a little high ground at the beginning of the round. Deep smoke. And an eye.
Bring them down.
Pushing him back on multiple fronts.
Here's the ult snowball you mentioned. Neon ult, Breach ult. That's ready to go for a late retake.
There's LZ on the high ground. There's LZ, good for 2.
He gets 2! Oh, that should have been illegal. Needed a trade there from EG, but instead, it's a second round in a row where 2G are up 5v3 cleanly.
Without investing the ults.
Yes.
That's the icing on the cake, Mimi.
And now this is exactly the position they want to play. Up in numbers, set up passively, hold on to your initiator utility, and just win a retake.
This formula is getting too easy for 2G. And I don't remember if EG have another timeout to speak of. They've invested the Rolling Thunder here.
Yeah, he's gotten one though. Buys himself some safety in Breakable Door.
Spike was planted instantly. Those 2 kills come through for 2G. Yay, in a 1v4. There's no shot.
Nicely done. I respect using the ult there. Confirm the round. Don't let anything get too risky. Even if there is that argument to save it, have it for a later day. I don't think EG have a timeout.
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering, trying to rack my head at. Remember if they've burned both.
Had to use one early. So they'll just go straight back into this one. Those kills from LZ were just gross.
And remember, he TP'd up there prior to the barriers going down.
Yeah, didn't hear it. You just got to be ready. And they are excited about it.
Remember, an Ascension team that won 1 series
You want to play?
in stage
Let's
1.
play.
Literally 3 maps to this point. Now they've got a 4th, looking for their 5th.
Threatening a team that was 2 rounds away from Toronto.
EG open towards B, put pressure there. But they don't have any lurks set up as we've seen in previous rounds. No presence on A, just a passive contain from their chamber on C. Now they'll fully establish in mount.
They commit to this, they're sitting on these 2 trips. The cam has been in the same place.
But Silence has a passive setup. He's willing to fall back, play retake. The retakes that 2G have been so successful with in this half.
I see one away from the ult. Prize takes a little bit of damage, but trades back a little bit of his own.
He gets out there. That's big.
Meanwhile, this fight on the other side of the map is big. LZ, I believe he landed the Paranoia, still TP's away.
Can you change?
The other side of the map is big. LZ, I believe he landed the Paranoia, still TP's away.
They're not biting on this. 2G is sticking to the C site. They're not buying this fake. Now rotates coming, but LZ, he doesn't need help!
How does he get away with 2 again? Another 5v3. Another massive advantage for 2G. Oh, and it's gone from bad to worse. Evil Genius is crumbling.
I have the spike.
The comfort is all gone, Mimi.
10 seconds left.
I don't know how they keep getting away with it, but 2G have made it look effortless these last couple of rounds. We're tied.
11-11. 2G, 4 rounds won in a row. And back-to-back heroics from LZ. Just holding it down and winning another late rounds retake. EG Field
Was here.
Icy has his ult.
Yes, this should do.
Supa has his ult. They have a couple of tools here to invest. LZ again. Up in this aggro line.
You see it again, that smoke shuts down the chamber on A.
Look at that trip.
They have a double hold set up on B to banish Supa from walking up in that area.
That's a second dog invested to clear out B. First one was almost at the beginning of the round. If they go into this, there are 2 trips. Remember the higher one. If IC decides to pop the satchels, if he decides to pop the ult, there's a good chance he slams right into that thing. And it certainly has all the makings of it. Spike having to take a step back. Manages to get across somehow. Slips the net. Ye gets his 2 on the round. EG in firm control.
There they are. The men who made it happen for EG on their run last stage. Ye and Icy eviscerate 2G's hold on C.
And they do so with 2G expecting it.
Yes.
They were set up for that hit.
And now a backstab coming. Derek on the way.
One enemy remaining.
And he ends the round 12-11. They were sliding for a while, but EG wrestle back control and secure map point.
Take a look at it one more time. That rollout was exactly what they needed. Again, it was in the face of a defensive setup that was intentionally designed to stop that hit. But somehow, EG find a way.
And you see how EG is adjusted. They're not sending these lurkers early. Instead, Derek waits till there's an entire site hit to walk up.
Attack side up again.
Round 24. Overtime or map 3.
1 off of 30. Make that 30.
A huge opener. The smoke's gone. They don't have a Viper to back this up.
One thing we've been talking about a little bit here has been Spike's ult. Still sitting on it. Look at how far back they're playing. Look at the respect.
Does 2G get desperate? Does anyone walk up and lose their life early? Doesn't look it for now. Instead, EG group back towards C.
Where Spike is.
A high-low setup.
The breach is on the other side. There is no stun to help him out. These 2 have to figure it out on their own. Footsteps have been made. They realize what's on the other side. Derek drops. Silence has to take a step back. While Icy satchels into their faces. The site is theirs. And the map presumably is too. Heroics from Gobert and Prize notwithstanding, and that's certainly going to help. As the pick goes up, utility source through 4 bullets left. And that's it, just like that. EG stay alive. We're going to map 3. Over.
Had a rough first game on Jet.
Yeah,
now on the roll again. Trying to show up for his team as 2G start out on defense. This one looks aggressive.
boy.
Paranoia ready in B main. A Jet dashing down mid too.
Right off the bat, the flash, the dash. A Shark's attack on the pistol.
And
What-
they're rewarded.
What an aggressive call.
And
Now Ye's in this awkward spot.
Last player
volleyed off,
standing.
cut down by Spike. And that is a clean pistol for 2G. Nature already revealed in Sabrosa. And he'll go too. That is bold. 2025.
Yes, it is.
Calling a mid-crunch on your pistol round. Works out though. Really nicely done on the utility. Silence showing up on the jet early on. I want to make something quick, right? That like this guy, he has been playing the jet a lot before. When they didn't have Spike in the team, he was the one who was playing that as well. So it is normal for this to be the way they're going, but I still understand why you're a little disappointed, right? Because I'd love to see a Spike that's willing to lock in that jet, that's willing to lock in that raise as well. Just doesn't seem to be the way it's going for 2G.
Well, so far, it seems to be working out just fine. Off that early aggression, Evil Genius is just bringing a Sheriff into the round for Ye. Spike taking some damage. Spam not connecting. Meanwhile, Silence is taking B main for free. That's a clean shot. That'll start things off quite nicely. But a reset. And again, B main is not theirs. Look at how far up Silence is. Paranoia will push him off the angle. A little bit off the mark, but second time's a charm, or so they say. And now they have to rotate back into this Marshall. And that's not really an option.
This map to me feels like a really big test for 2G. They're a team that is known for those explosive maps, the Neon, the Breach, the stuff that we saw both on Lotus and Sunset that they nearly won this series 2-0 on. What they've never really been known for is a team that can really slow things down, has super high-level macro, especially since they had to just recently put LZ into the IGL role after Zap's dramatic departure in Stage 1. So if they can beat a team like EG that is known for that is super fundamentally sound, that is great at these slow, honestly boring comps, then that's a big statement for them to start their year beyond just getting the series win.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
10 seconds left.
They try to push their way into the teeth of the defense from 2G, and Silence gets his 4.
Last one down.
The Marshall pops off. 2G holds serve.
Yeah, only 2 off his Blade Storm to start this one. Couldn't ask for much more from your Jet. Has enough to buy an off this round if he wants to go that direction. And now our first look at how EG wants to play this one out. Don't expect to see quite as much flair early on. Instead, what I'm looking for is when they're playing this slow, consistent game, you need to see a Ye that is delivering in the first picks, because he was struggling in that department when he played the Jet map 1. Gotta see more out of this guy as Silence, the Jet on the other side, already has an op.
And Ye is here. Eyes on him to get an aggro line, and Silence gets the best of him right off the bat.
Huge pick. Already EG stalled out. Now still gonna have a chance to go for this one. Paranoid to get their Omen into market, but Silence is ready.
I wonder how much they know, because the trip is still up. Derek is forced on the other side of it. Are they expecting Supa, who has TP'd past the trip?
You see the caution ping in spawn. They heard the TP, but they haven't figured out exactly where he is yet.
Yeah. The smoke will go out towards B main. You mentioned Gobera at the ready with the Marshall.
Okay.
Supa gets the best of him. Takes some damage for it, though. And now Derek can get a little bit more active.
No flashes for Nature. No paranoia. They have nothing to deal with the player's backside.
And the player's backside were the problem. Now Silence is going to try to hang on to this as best as he can and will succeed.
I have the spike.
Derek has no way through. So they carry the op into the next round. Prize gets 3 kills that round. He's more than halfway to having his ult online now, too.
And that's exactly what you're worried about. What we were setting up, right? That you needed to see a Ye locking in here, but gets caught by the op. Really nice pick on where Silence wanted to play there. Re-swings in right after that KO flash. Gets the opener. And then all of this util had to be expended just to get out. That by the time they're pushing into backside, it's easy pickings for 2G.
And I want to be clear about something, because I agree with you. Ye is the one who has to open things up, but the life of a Jet on a map like Ascent is miserable.
On attack, it's wonderful on defense.
yeah.
To be clear.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And so there's a lot on his shoulders, but I mean, it is Ye. LZ waiting on the other side of the smoke. You hear the orb. Plenty of threat there. Really nice flash. But LZ cannot connect.
Well, LZ, paranoia still to try and hold on to this one. Getting overwhelmed now, Doug.
See what he can do to keep them back. A couple of big kills out from the Sheriff. Spike dancing around. 8 HP.
A.
Swings into the second fight.
Cage triggered.
Derek, door in his face. Too late to have huge impact on this round. But maybe a chance in heaven. Oh, he made a step. They're watching.
They know.
They're ready.
Well, or so we thought.
Was that not his step I heard? Might not have been. Derek,
Spike.
shock darts.
Spike is weak, has been weak all around. Finally falls.
30 seconds left.
Prize feels walls closing in. It's a thrifty round as Derek gets 3 and EG get on the board.
Gets away with some devious work in heaven. Walks his way up, gets the opener, recovers a gun, and does it himself. Derek, always the initiator player for EG. Got to see him drop 30 on Chamber last map. And he keeps that form. Back on his usual roll.
Steady out from Icy.
It's truly a best case scenario round for EG after getting bonused in the previous.
Yeah.
Immediately right back in, your ult start to roll. You feel a little better about this one.
Silence still has the op. A peek out from tree this time around with a flash to set him up on it.
Can
And-
Ye win the opener here?
With a Phantom and no help.
Not quite.
No.
They're gonna rip the ult, but they've already lost their dive, so it's still tough to get out on site with Gobera stuck in hell.
Those trades those fights have to start going the way of EG if they want a shot at this. As soon as that goes down, everything else crumbles. I don't even know where he is. The flash out to try to punish.
One enemy remaining.
Derek's left in a 1v5.
I know exactly where he is. Dart in his face.
Unfortunately, this feels inevitable, as 2G will very likely get on to 4.
And it's rough, both gun rounds now. 2G gets an off opener to start onto Ye. EG still try and continue into their execute and lose out on it. I'd like to see an EG that slows things down a little bit, be a little more thorough in how we're clearing out this op. Because right now, Silence is 10-1. Not even the main duelist player for this team. Still frying on the Jet. But unfortunately, they're broke this round. It's an eco for EG.
They don't even have blades at this point.
No. He only has the 6 orbs from kills and deaths.
Standing ahead.
We'll carry a Guardian into this round. A bold line out from Silence. Box a dash. No one there on the other side, but the trip has been cleared. It does not look like there will be a reaggress.
Yay with the hero Guardian.
Dash is ready too. There's a lot behind the defense here for 2G. And the dash is expired. So he had no way out. He just had to dry swing into that. Now they've invested the Hunter's Fury too. The Paranoia out. Meanwhile, the op still focused on the other side.
How is he alive? No!
Oh.
Doug, that shouldn't happen!
No. No, it should not. No, it should not. Somehow EG still up in numbers in this. Prize tries to find a window. Nature pulls off the plant, still gets a kill on the Prize.
Spike planted.
How are they winning this round?
Is he gonna save?
Planted.
How are they winning this round?
Is he gonna save? It looks like he's saving.
Yeah, he is. Keep the op.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get a look at that one more time.
Yeah, they get the opening pick. And then get a second with just the 360 no-scope on the operator. Okay. EG win the round, though. Honestly, not sure how. A little bit more attentive on what was happening B-main. But it is Derek again finding impact. He's having a really great day for EG.
So it looks like the op will be carried over. Still blades for Silence. Spike one off of his ult.
Watch them run when lit by my
And Prize has his ult too.
Okay, okay. Put the no scope in the bag, EVS. Show us the replay.
One more time.
Okay.
There was the try swing out from Ye.
Yep.
Right.
Just some nice sheriff shots from Nature. Okay, whiffs in a cloudburst, 360. No scope.
Right. Yes.
Literally MW2 montage. Yeah, my reaction too.
Silence this time posted up across mid. And that seems like exactly where EG's headed.
Yeah, I like the slower approach. Start heavy into mid, walk up. They think there's a gap in tree room. Second round in a row where they're going to try and exploit that.
Remember, Prize has his ult.
Deploying drone.
He is leaning towards tree. Now they know where the op is.
Yeah, that's great. But Silence is not leaving.
Here.
Sticks around on the line.
Dart to make sure the market is clear. But they're not fully committing either which way. The spike is leaning towards Cat, and now the ult is used.
Blocking sight.
Bedlam across the middle of the map while Ye dashes forward. Derek is down. And it's on Ye to try to open it up. They wait to see if he will find success, and he does.
That pick was everything. Opens up the B side, allows the Omen to TP in. Still, the spike is not forded the river. That is a long ways away in the hands of Nature. And his teammates just have to hold on for the next 10 seconds. Let him get into this site.
30 seconds
I
left.
believe the knife tagged the two members outside of market. Icy's gonna have a lot to deal with. There is some help on lane. The flash. No swing yet. Spike will have a second. But instead, they choose not to use it. They swing dry, and Icy's there to greet them. With a sliver of HP, the Sentinel holds the line.
There was a dart, there was a flash, it just comes a second too late, and Icy does well, trades are there, and EG finally winning out an honest round here. Rifle v rifle.
Another save situation for Silence with the op. But well handled from EG, and again, I think we talked so much about Ye and how Ye needs to be the one to open it up. Ye needs to be the one to kind of activate for Evil Geniuses. The pick that you mentioned on B really was the catalyst for that. Really did allow that to happen.
Absolutely. If he dies there, there's still an anchor backside. They don't actually have the utils to clear him out. And
right.
It's a completely different character of a round. I like the util pattern from EG in this round. Very thorough in putting down that smoke, having a dart to clear into market. Every step was well considered by them. That's more of the EG I would expect on this map. Coming out now in round 7 as we get into this next one. Again, thanks to that save, Silence has his op.
Still has only died once as we load into round 8. Same spot as the previous round too, the mid line. Cannot TP out, waiting for the threat that will not come. At least not yet.
Revealing area.
EG's whole thing here is just figuring out where the op is. Taking their time, pushing Silence off his angle, burning that dash. They'll block him off in mid. Dash proc, Silence wants to go through, but there's no one there to reward his risk.
He's expecting, oh. He is close by. Derek has to be careful.
But off of that smoke fading, Derek's going to be aware of this now. At least he should be.
Get out of my way.
Ye pops an eyes, started this round with an attacking op. Now gearing up for an execute.
It's not B. They drop a trip, which will suggest that they're headed A. Silence has the cross.
Spike is stuck in this corner, has the ult to rip, but that's a big kill. Icy's down, and now EG have to excel into Spike.
They're going to be able to get back to Eve and get the spike in time, much less deal with the actual spike and tree. A 5v2 now, 13 seconds left. The round is done.
Save. No way to
10
win this round
seconds
anymore.
And the attack side up here is gone. I don't even think they're in a position to recover it. They're not.
Fades away. And 2G get around back. In that one, EG, you saw how long they were waiting, just holding, hoping that Silence would take some kind of risk, give them an opportunity. But he's more patient, has a very late punish onto Icy, and because they just let so much time drain away, not quite thorough enough to clear Spike in that off angle. Which, to be fair, it's kind of wild to see.
Yo, that guy catches us off a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird to see a KO with ult holding in that corner. I like the way they started that round. I think they just have to be a bit more proactive with what they're doing with that second layer of util. Let's hold on. 2G, they've switched the op into Gobert's hands. This is going to be another one of those mid pinches.
It's the pistol. It's the pistol. Again, the flash, the dash. Super has to TP away. And Silence is ready for it. Derek, really nicely done to change back, and now Evil Geniuses on stable footing.
That was a great flash from Nature. Sends it high over the top, sets up Supa to go one for one. And now EG in control here. A 4v3 man advantage, and time working in their favor.
So many options here. LZ has to be careful. I understand the need, the desire to try to
Oh, this is weird.
get things back in your favor, given that you're down in numbers, but this is where danger often
mid.
rears its ugly head.
I know it's coming anyway.
Given back as quickly as this found, and now the neural theft used. You're gonna find that B is soft, and they can fully turn attention that way and do so quickly.
Prize stays on the site. 1v3, rounds on him.
You imagine Gobert is gonna try to play real safe with the op, never mind. And so now you're right, the round is on Prize. And instead of dealing with the devil that they
30
know,
seconds left.
they rotate away. They're gonna go to A.
The devil that they don't is to update, there's no devil on A. They've got that site for free. We'll get a plant down, close the door, play an advantage post, percentage Valorant from EG.
Spike planted.
And Prize looking at the money. Is Ethan gonna go for this? He's taking his sweet time. Probably looking to just save though.
Yeah, I think if Nop is still a part of the win condition on the defensive side, you would expect that to be the case.
Who had it? Gobert, I think. You see EG
Yes.
is pinging the op in spawn. They're gonna go try and police that.
They don't seem too interested.
Or maybe they're at least thinking about it. Not for now. A really bold call out of a timeout for 2G. Run back their pistol round that they found such success with. But it comes back to the supportive util for EG. Both Supa and Nature were really on point with the util they were using for each other. I talked about Nature's splash. Supa had a well-timed paranoia as well to keep himself in control, and EG trades out, gets an advantage, and they're a team that's really strong at playing out those advantage situations and winning a round like this one.
One enemy remaining.
Really nice setup by LZ, but again, just a little bit too far. So EG get to 4, which is often discussed as the magic number if you're going to play the attack side ascent. We'll see if that is enough.
Look at the ults, though. They are wealthy.
Yeah.
Got the KO ult ready to go.
Yep.
Omen ult to combo on some kind of exec with that as well on the defensive side. But, I mean, EG, they're happy with what they have as well. Can just rip and execute off Nature's own.
That trip just got put back down outside of B main. Same one that was cleared at the beginning of the round.
Some of the little micro you get to have with the Cypher versus playing the Killjoy, where you have a refresh when you pull back your alarm bot. Avoid getting your util shocked early on. One of the small advantages that Cypher has. Silence just prowling with this op in mid yet again.
Take flight.
That paranoia is going to be off the mark. Silence has a lot to do here. Still finds one. You see Nature jump across mid.
But now the team is separated. Silence is still holding this line, locking EG out.
Have to wait for anything to try to get across. Supa, there, dead. There's a little bit more here. Now they know.
30 seconds.
Derek has given his position away. Somehow stays alive. Is he going to re-swing this? Yes, he is. Silence gets his 3.
But a 2v1 on site.
Yeah, but help is on the way.
One enemy
And
remaining.
Gobert does such a beautiful job at buying time. 10 seconds left on the
10
round.
seconds left.
Nature, not many options. The tap is just bait.
6 for 2G. Nice supportive util from Spike there, hurling flashes over the top onto B. Gobera just dancing around for what feels like years back sight. And all of that is to discount the individual impact Silence is finding. He catches his timing literally half a second before that KO ult would have Ajaxed his dash, and he would have been stuck and died. Like, that's so well timed.
And to be able to find a target when there are 3 in front of you is so much easier said than done. That smoke goes down, you've got options. How often do you see players whiffing that?
Not Silence.
Target selection was great, 16-2 for him. Still has the op.
Blocking sight.
This time on the receiving end of some damage.
Just a B split for EG. They're going quick here.
Paranoia will attempt to clear. The TP out from LZ, back B. Gobera's dead. The flash will buy a little bit of time. They've stalled out a bit here, EG
They're
have.
fighting into CT.
They're gonna try to take this fight, try to scale up.
Spike!
Spike gets his 2. There's the op with the 3rd. Silence, Blades online. Round 11 and the Spike out of reach. Has to win this fight and cannot. It's a free one for Derek.
1v2, he's got a minute.
This makes this a little bit more possible.
2G are split up. A 1v1 against LZ.
He can't cross. LZ's here, and that's such a deep angle. Do you really check it that far? Yes. Oh, Derek!
How the hell did Derek just win that?
The Red Bull clutch for EG!
Unbelievable.
I can't believe he won that out.
Those last 2 shots are near instantaneous for Derek. To check your watch, is it 2021? LCQ Derek back in action.
Oh,
And what a big round that is. Gets 5 on the board on the attacking side, keeps the money up. Going into the last round of the half.
Derek has his ult too. LC pushed, challenged,
Spike down.
and that challenge was not wise. LC's there to greet, but again, Evil Geniuses punch back. As soon as there's an advantage, it's gone. And so now the round slows down at 3 apiece. And op still in the hands of Silence.
Supa still 2 off Omen ult, so no easy way to recover that spike. But it's in a shallow enough position. If that smoke stays up, you can grab it and jump away pretty quickly.
Cover going out.
Really nicely played by LZ there. Derek has a dart.
2G's gonna concede this spike, just play a 3v3 instead grouped up. But EG doesn't know that. They still have to take a lot of time to clear out this area in Catwalk, to pick up that spike before they even decide where to head.
And the problem is there isn't a ton of time left, Mimi.
At this point, they're gonna have to just turn it into an A hit, I think. No, still a moment, but they have to go now if they're pivoting into B. And look who's here, 2G, ready with 2 players on site.
Fives will greet the first, all 3 spotted, 13 seconds left. And the defense has been bolstered.
Time,
Op is still here. They just can't find their way
5
in.
seconds, it's over.
Remaining.
No real way out.
Down.
Derek left alone. Silence hits the shot. 2G gets a 7.
EG let it trickle a bit too long on the clock. And what a heads-up play from 2G. Concede the spike at just the right moment, pivot 2 players into B to hold that site, and set up for a retake on A. That was really nicely done, and secures them a critical 7th round. Despite that, though, EG get 5 on attack. They win a pistol, and they are still primed to run away with the defensive side.
Yeah, and again, we got to re-hit this
Hey,
now. It's going to
5
be
is
EA on
insane,
defense.
boys. No?
We'll see what he can do. 19-3 for Silence. We'll see if he can keep up that pace on attack as well. We're going to throw it to a very quick break. When we return, the conclusion of Ascent.
The team that went from extremely low expectations to top 4 in stage 1, trying to hold on to that as they start on defense against what looks to be a fast pop towards B.
These pistols have delivered every single map, hasn't it? This time fast. LZ and Prize get the advantage.
Really interesting there. They feign like it's an incredibly quick hit into the B site, but then are running back and are ready to punish the players quick rotating through mid. Good stuff from 2G. Now a 5-on-3 advantage to play with.
If they are able to get away with this pistol, all of a sudden, they have a real shot at this.
EG won both the pistols last map. But remember, on map 1, 2G had some great ideas with the Neon. Show it here too. Fortunately, Gobera falling there. Put their advantage down a little still. Like, B is open. They're going to have a 4v3 post plant. This is a great spot for them.
See what kind of utility they have. A Frenzy and a Ghost. Prize weak. I mean, Spike and LZ are too. There's not a lot of health to go around. And how often have we seen 2G scale up in these positions? This time, they decide to take a step back. LZ playing in main, Silent up close. There's that Frenzy. He's right next to him. Oh, Nature gets the best of him. And now weapon upgraded. Time becomes a serious factor here. That knife will not tag, and now LZ has to make a move. Here's the footstep, spots a target, and it's messy. Oh, it's so messy, but it's all good. 2G holds it down.
Rewarded for a nice set piece at the beginning. And well, it did get a little close there. Hold strong, show some nice crossfires in that late B post plant. And win a pistol here. Those are few and far between on map 1.
You mentioned it, I love that call. To make it look like you're accelerating B and then turn back around knowing there's going to be pace on the other side.
Yeah, because they're literally hearing 4 players.
Right.
EG is like thinking that the risk is at most they're going to be facing 1 person in mid, and that works out for him there. EG don't buy anything into this round other than a Sheriff for Ye. And so they're in a position with another rough start to the half. Lost the bonus in the first one. Despite that, pulled together an impressive attack side.
Flash to re-clear. Even with a knife. Surprised. Wanting to confirm the information that they could have had there. And now they don't like what they see, they don't like what they feel, and they head towards B. A trip is up. Icy is here. And he's playing back sight. All he has is a classic. That Shock not going to find the first trip. EA will find a little bit of something there with the Sheriff, but the gun difference will secure the round for 2G.
Simple stuff for them. Just take that B site, trade things out nicely, and show another half where Silence gets a lot of kills on the board early. Hoping to maybe get a round 3 Bladestorm. I think he's going to be too far away for that, even if he gets this last kill onto Nature. But this is a great start for them. I love to see that 2G is still really setting the pace. They're still going for a lot of these like aggressive set ideas that they had on their Neon maps, even while it's Silence locking into that role. And to be honest, I think Spike has been really solid on the KO. It's not the 30 bomb takeover in his first ever game that we saw on Sunset, but his util's been solid. He's been all right individually. This is a team that is showing they can hang in the slow, default, macro-heavy maps too.
Which was a question that we had. It was a question that you posed. And for them to be able to respond in the face of EG and answer that question has been very impressive to watch. 3 rounds in a row now, going back to the previous half.
But I think where that question really has to be answered is on this attack side, is in the rifle rounds. If that newly minted IGL LZ can make the right calls, get his team into these winning positions, and close out these last 4 they need to secure the series.
Early flash dart setup. A lot of presence towards A. Soup immediately has to take a step back, has struggled in this map. And it's actually Derek who gets bested, but Soup holds it with 2.
Now a 3-on-3. Nature has util to make this retake happen. A flash, a molly, a knife still available. And EG grouped up towards heaven.
Spike one off his ult after that plant. playing down low, eats the flash, can't see a damn thing, and Nature gets 3. Leading from the front as EG get around.
Just a perfect flash from Nature, dives in, tucks behind Generator, and manages to swing in for all 3 kills himself. Lovely stuff for a round that started rough. Losing Derek in Tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just getting spammed there through the corner. It's all about Supa and Nature. Keep this one home for EG. They won't lose both bonus rounds this game.
Big round out from Nature.
Yeah, now he has a KO for this round as well.
But the money's weird.
I'm interested to see where they set up their Cypher. 2G has a KO ult this round, and you see he's leaving his util on B, but falling all the way back to shift into that anti-KO setup, which means trips will be online, even if they elect to slay him into B late for 2G.
I believe that knife was sidestep too. Yeah, Supa doesn't get tagged.
And look, that's exactly what's happening. 2G is grouping back towards B. They're going to try and pop this one with the KO ult, and those trips are still online.
They've got to expect this. They've got to realize this is a possibility. This is a threat. Not only is all the utility here, but they have 3 members from the defense just waiting for the swing, and they don't accelerate out of it, but it doesn't seem to matter. They're the trips. They are the problem. Silence able to get 1.
Not ready yet.
Derek swinging behind the smoke, looking for a little more, and the solo mission will not come to fruition. But through that, there's still a shot at
Player
this.
standing.
And that shot just got significantly less likely. Prize left in a 1v3. He's hearing the jump spot. Finds a little safety. But Superman's Guardian's waiting for him on the other side.
That round went exactly the way EG thought it did, or thought it would, and exactly the way that they wanted to. Switch into the anti-KO setup, have their trips online, have 3 players ready to anchor, and even their Supa, I believe, throwing down an anchor smoke while he was still out of range. You see it coming in there. That does so much to help Derek stay alive backside. Beautifully done by EG. That is going to break the bank for 2G. Just a hero rifle on Silence this round.
Early knife at the beginning of the round. Supa's ahead of this. He heard the drop. He gets the kill onto Silence. They're going to be able to pick that weapon back up. Goes into the hands of Prize. But this hit is already stalled out so much, and there really isn't a plan B. There's no real other option on the other side, as you're going to have a late lurk out from Gobera.
Cage triggered.
But through all of that, they still manage to get out onto the site.
4v3 now. This is a tough one to hold for 2G. A flash and a paranoia, maybe their only hope. But EG all grouped, ready to play out this retake.
Paranoia will buy a little bit of time. I don't know that it's going to be enough, though. LZ falls. Nature tries flooding out of heaven. Wait a second. Couple kills go away, but EG secure the round.
It was a good counter flash to stay up for a second there from 2G, but not enough to win the rounds here. EG,
Team Ace.
again, showing a pretty good setup, willing to give ground against the eco, play their set retakes, and now they're a round away from evening this game. And my question now is this going to be the round we get to see Ye's off come online? Because we haven't actually seen that being bought in thus far. And, you know, he's a guy who's obviously known for his history.
I saw him on the jiggle and I was like, you were never going to turn around.
His history on that weapon, and as we get out the replay, we do see it bought up for Ye. That's going to add an extra challenge to what 2G is trying to do on their attack side here.
Not unaware to it. All the success 2G had in that exact same play. 2G
has largely been showing really fast hits, couple A slams in a row, so they start this off really passive, just holding for an A execute. So they're not going to give away that weapon is in play just yet. My question is, at what point does Ye get antsy and reposition somewhere else?
Cage triggered.
A one-way cage, give him a chance to scale up a little bit further. Meanwhile, there's a really passive holdout B. Playing behind the trips.
Supa's walking up so far here on A. LZ somehow escapes with his life.
You realize there's help on the other side. That's now 2 members of 2G. that have been tagged up.
And remember the op dog, it's still here on A.
Can Ye find a mark? Yes, he can. And now everything slows down. This has been a bit of a mess for 2G.
Gobera is in spawn. He has walked all the way around through mid and has a backstab onto Ye. But Ye's aware of it,
30
watching
seconds
with
left.
the Blade Storm in heaven.
Realizing the threat that's waiting on the other side. Did that knife tag him? Yeah, he did. So Blade's not in play, and now the paranoia has to be dealt with too. But Ye may have just bought enough time. 13 seconds left. The spike's still not out on site.
10 seconds
Patience out from the
left.
duelist.
Planted.
Not really forcing the fight, not pushing the pace. That's 2 found, 3 on the round for him. What can Gobera and Prize do?
Enemy
In the
remaining.
face of the Blades, they will fall! As it's an ace for Ye.
He's back. A rough start to this series on the Jet, but shows up with the Blade Storm in a critical round. Outside of just his mechanics there, the way he navigates that situation is really nice. Tucking in towards hell, staying alive, repositioning on the operator. It nets a 4th round in a row for EG.
Friendly reminder to follow at iBuyPower on social media. Use hashtag UnlockYourAce for a chance to win some goodies in the way of a $100 Riot gift card and a $100 gift card in iBuyPower rewards. Beautifully played by Ye. You mentioned his stall. Doesn't force anything, gets hit by the knife, doesn't fully commit out onto forcing a bad situation. Very well done. And just like that, that's 4 rounds in a row for EG. They're tied.
And now I'm back to asking for 8 Storm. And I'm asking for the macro, I'm asking for the slow rounds, but they might just be ready to show us a win on a quicker one.
Now, Spike is 1 off of his ult. If he grabs the orb, take a look at where Icy's playing. All of those trips will be dealt with.
And the Cypher is on site to eat that null command this time.
Exactly. Shadows traveling. Smoke through. It's actually the knife. The dash. Silence backside. Ye close by. He got a kill with the op. Still playing inside the smoke, trying to stay alive. Meanwhile, the Hunter's Fury causes problems. Nature just waiting on the other side. Patience is a virtue. And Ye tees off again. Evil Geniuses slaughter 2G.
Where has this Ye been? He had his resurgence last stage, but now he's showing up on the Jet, showing up with the op, and proving why he's here. At the beginning of the year, Potter talked about this EG as a squad of second chances, a team that no one chose to be on, that no one had as their first choice.
I know scuffed his ass.
He did.
And he did.
But now, months
Saw it.
on from that, after already proving themselves last stage, they're showing up here again, in control of this series, and 3 rounds away from shutting down their opponent from Ascension.
And to be clear, there were questions. There were doubts throughout the series. But you're right, EG have settled.
Ye was literally on teams where he did not win a series pretty much for 2 years. It was brutal on Bleed in Pacific, on DSG in Tier 2. Now finally back, showing us the player that he was in 2022, here again 3 years on.
Standing ahead.
Dart will confirm a little bit of presence. Not fully revealing what's on the other side. Now they're going to try. Now they're going to try the null command to try to get in through tree, but Nature and Derek spam through it all.
Will be able to get the res online, but it's still just brutal. Supa locks down main. 2G shut down completely here. A flawless round from Evil Geniuses as they make their way to 11.
I think you asked for 2G to deliver on some of this slower rounds, on some of this more default mid-round calling, and what can LZ do to get 2G into position to close this map out? And I think maybe that question has by and large gone off unanswered.
They've been banging their heads into the wall on these executes, and EG has been winning it.
Let's go. We just spammed the shit out of them.
Pretty much. You see the reaction there. The coach of 2G. What do they have up their sleeves? A round of last chances here.
Must win for 2G. Yay, with the op already up tree. No real threat, but I don't know how they're going to cross on this.
He is so confident, just walking down mid.
There is help on the other side. That flash is nice. Nature was there with him.
Mid.
The spam to make sure nobody swings out from tiles. Beautifully done. And a very quick glance at the money for 2G. If they lose this, EG are on series point and 2G are on scraps.
And already your KO player gone. The star you were so excited to debut here today. They'll walk back into A, but Ye is there, holds the line. I think they have to save.
Yep.
No money left in the bank, no way to win this round in a 3v5. And EG are rich. They will hunt. It's just a matter of when.
Such a deflating half for 2G. Last couple of rounds, really. And so you're right, they have to clutch onto
30
their
seconds
pearls
left.
and hope they can carry those into the next round.
Silence was 7-0 on opening kills in the first half. He has not opened a round for them thus far on attack. They have just not found a way to get in. They've been asking their duelists, their whole team, to slam into these execs in so many of these rounds.
10 seconds left.
Here again, make
Gun.
some attempts, but they don't even get a chance to execute. Instead, it's just Ye walking down mid. It's A main getting held, and Doug, here comes the hunt. 6 seconds to hold these guns.
I don't know that Gobert will be able to. Meanwhile, there's a threat on the other side. Yeah, Gobert falls, but Silence will keep his. So 2 rifles carried into the next round on series point, and 7 rounds in a row for EG.
So they only get 2 full guns this round. Couple Guardians, a Stinger. It is bad, facing down series point. And since Ye got this off online on defense, he has been tearing it up. Another opening pick from him in that round. This is an EG steamrolling their way to a win. Now 1 round away.
And honestly, I don't see what stops this train. Such a miserable position to have to call from. But LZ has to find a way. A stinger for Spike. I don't believe the drone caught anyone there.
It's a slower round now. 2G take their time and bed Silence up mid. But EG's just not giving away a pick. Ye again on a very passive angle. Super just jiggling in main.
He's
now,
out there.
oh, nearly loses his head. Does Silence in mid.
Knife will confirm just 1. There's a lot more waiting on the other side, though. Do they try to split into this? They've got the op they're going to have to deal with and all the Cypher util.
Nature has no command to rip too.
Ye pushed back off the line. Providing a little bit more cover. That's a second miss from Ye. These are rare. Meanwhile, Nature now down. Ye strikes.
Down B.
Tries to get across the paranoia. He's going to buy a little bit of time, too.
3 players back site for EG. How does 2G break this? Only 20 seconds.
They have to push the pace. That's 2 down. Nature and Ye fall.
Planted.
Super trying to spam through. That's 1 kill. Make that 2 as Icy delivers. Silence and LZ, they had the advantage.
No charges left.
And now they're outnumbered. Huge out from Silence.
Enemy remaining.
Getting things down to a 2v2, but now it's all on the duelist to answer the call for 2G. Can he deliver? No. Evil Geniuses come back with a perfect second half on a set and take down 2G.
Just an